The most amazing people are right around the corner, and Randy's one of those people. But,
well, thank you.
But you go all over the world, don't you, and talk to different organizations?
I do. Organizations hire me to work with their high potential employees in leadership and communication skills.
Oh.
And then I work with individuals who find themselves at a crossroads and they're not quite sure which way to go. And I help them find their internal GPS.
Right, so you have this phrase you've coined, your internal GPS.
Absolutely.
Your true north, a compass for, and then you attach it to your journey home.
Absolutely.
Your true self. Is that where we're headed?
Absolutely. And one of the most important things, as you mentioned, is knowing your core values. Knowing what are those guideposts in which you live your life. Yes. Eckhart Tolle tells us that we have both an external and an internal purpose. The external purpose is how do we want to be of service to the world? How do we want to use our gifts, our skills, our attributes to be of service, to help other people? And our internal purpose is how do we want to live our life? And when we think about an internal purpose, one of the easiest ways we can do that is by simply, although sometimes it's not so simple, identifying our core values and then pledging to live our life by those core values. Lisa, we're in a very exciting time now, I believe. After the Great Recession, what we're starting to see, I believe, is what is called a great value shift. And it's slow, but it's sure. And we're seeing some things that are developing. For instance, we're seeing a shift from materialism to meaning, back to what you're talking about, back to a sense of purpose. We're seeing a shift from me to we, from individualism to collectivism, from branding to banding. We're starting to realize that what I do affects the whole. We're seeing a shift from transactions to trust. We're seeing that instead of ka-ching, ka-ching, making things happen, that these transactions will never happen until trust has been generated. In fact, I believe you're going to see that collection will become the next currency. We're seeing a shift from blame to responsibility. Take a look at the recent oil spill crisis. It was very easy for us to point a finger at BP. But when we do that, there are four fingers pointing back to us. What are we doing individually? What are we doing to affect the environment? So these things hold hope for us. One of the shifts you mentioned as well is we're seeing a shift from the masculine to the feminine in many ways. We're seeing a shift from the cognitive to the emotive. In the past, we know that we have three centers of intelligence. We have our head, we have our heart, we have our gut. And in the past, we've mostly valued what's been in our head or our cognitive sense. And now we're seeing the importance of emotion, the importance of getting to our emotion and how that helps us, again, to connect. So I believe we're in a very exciting time, that we're seeing a value shift and that it's coming. But getting back to what you said with core values, it becomes imperative for us to identify the values in which we live our life. And that's a process. It's a process I've written about in my book, The Inspired Life. And what I've learned is, and I learned this from a friend of mine that's sick, in fact, a friend here in Asheville. And what he taught me was, of all the values that are out there, there are none that are more important than two, and they both begin with a C: connection and contribution. That's connection to self, to others, to higher power or purpose, and contribution. What are we giving back to the world? If we concentrate on those two simple values, connection and contribution, I believe, in fact, I know that we will become our best selves and live our best life. So what I do is I work with clients to determine no more than four. The mind's a fragile thing. Any more than four, we might blow a gasket. But to determine the four values that are the most important to them. And then to do an audit of their life and look at literally everything that they are doing and the decisions they're making to determine if those core values are indeed guiding them.
Well, from me to we, Randy Siegel here tonight, living the inspired life. Get your internal GPS activated for your journey home. Live from your core purpose and passion. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you. This has been great fun.
Okay, wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you, Randy.
Take care.
Good night.
Thank you.